One thing I really appreciate in the Bible is how the people God used had different personalities. I think it's special for me because I struggled with my personality, like accepting the kind of person that I was. I thought I didn't quite fit into that Christian box. I wasn't Christianish enough. I mean, in terms of my behavior, like how I expressed myself, I'm too razzed, too energetic, just too extra. So realizing that God used different kinds of people in the Bible was really encouraging. My all-time fave is Paul. Paul is like my guy. Anytime I'm reading his letters, I just feel like I can really relate to his kind of energy. Paul comes up to me as someone who was audacious, someone who was firm, and someone who was very focused. Paul was not a people pleaser. In fact, I feel like in his time, people probably didn't really like him. He probably was someone who people would say, that guy is too proud. I don't like him. That's just me, sha. But I feel he was someone that he didn't mind words. He would tell you as it is, this is the truth. If anybody should preach any gospel different from this, let that person be cursed. He was it is what it is kind of guy. Another thing I really like about Paul is that he was a very self-aware person. He was aware of his strengths. He was aware of his weaknesses. Paul was aware of his rights. He would say that I am also a Roman citizen. He didn't let people cheat him. Paul was also aware of his call and what God had put on his life. It was Paul that said that I speak in tongues more than all of you. You may have many teachers, but you have just one father like Sam. We are not dragging it with you. So Paul knew what was on his life. Paul had a lot of clarity on his purpose. He knew what his calling was. He knew what he was here to do, and he faced it. Let's talk about brother John the Beloved. He's another Bible character I really love. I've read his gospel, John, the book of John, so many times, and I never get tired of reading. Like, I just like him. John comes off to me as someone who was just very chilled, very peaceful guy. I feel like if John had a babe, that babe would have really enjoyed. Like, he would have been a very sweet lover, just very I see John as someone who was calm, who was quiet, not a man of many words, but at the same time very deep and spiritual. Those quiet people that they'll just be facing their own, but when they open their mouth like this, I feel like John was that kind of person. I mean, he wrote the book of Revelation. Babanla. He was also very tender. He didn't seem that forceful in his writing, unlike Paul, my guy. He'll say things like little children, dear friends, and then Bible also says, like, when he's writing, he'll say the elder. So I feel like he was this fatherly, loving kind of guy. Another thing I observed about John is that John valued relationship and intimacy over activity and exercise. John was the one who wrote the most on love in the Bible, and I mean, he saw God as love. John was that disciple who laid his head on Jesus' chest. I feel like John was this body, mushy kind of guy, And then again, I really like that in his writing, John will say, and the disciple Jesus loved. He chose to identify as the disciple Jesus loved. It was not a title that Jesus gave him. Jesus did not tell him that, John, you're the disciple I love. But he just chose that, okay, yes, this is how I want to be identified. And the way he even say it with pride, like Peter, James, and the disciple Jesus loved, like, I leave you to figure out who that is. John was also the disciple that Jesus handed over his mom to when he was going to the cross. So I feel John was a people person. John was loving and just warm to people. So this is me sharing with you how I view these Bible characters and what stands out to me about them. I hope you've been able to pick one or two things. Please share this video with someone, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, guys, leave me a comment, and if you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks. Bye. See you next 2 weeks.